Welcome to the Berks Homes podcast, the business of building homes. I'm Katie, here with my brother Ben, and my sister Maddie, and my sister Becca.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Today, we're talking about staging model homes, which is why you guys are here today. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. We're very excited to be here.
So,
We're missing somebody, though.
we
Oh,
are.
yeah.
We have how many of us? A fourth sister?
Fourth sister.
Fifth sibling.
Fifth sibling, not here today, but has helped us in many ways with the company. I think we've even talked about that before. Most recently, decorating a model home.
Yeah.
That was her most recent
Oh, yeah. That was
help.
just like a couple months ago, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Summer, yeah.
We made her move things. And she
Yes.
was like, this is the worst job I've ever done. I hate it.
Yeah.
It was
She
my
wanted to
favorite model
leave.
home. She did all of my jobs.
She wanted to leave right away.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
So, wait, before we get started, because I don't recall, what jobs have you held
Here,
at our company?
besides
We've
this.
talked about ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think my first job was filling packets,
Same.
Mm-hmm.
which I have no idea what was in the packets.
But it was settlement
or
packets,
yeah, I was going to say
right?
like new homeowner packets.
Yes.
Right.
In those cardboard
Houses.
houses.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
the paint samples.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
yeah,
how
that
old were
was,
you?
I don't know, 12
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
probably.
So
And then
8.
yeah,
Oh, you were
7.
doing it at the same time.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Not probably the first time that she did it, but
Yeah.
later years. Yeah.
Okay.
And then my next job, I think it was signs, putting out.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Directional
Development signs, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go out on a Friday night and put them all out.
Right.
This is before podcasts, so it probably,
Well, it was before you could drive, you did it with me. I
Yeah.
would drive and
Yeah.
you would
and I would
do
run.
it.
Yes.
Right.
And
yeah.
then when
Rain
Maddie
or
could
shine.
drive,
Mhm.
I would go run
Yes.
the signs.
Yes. But yeah, so we'd have to put them out Fridays and take them down Sundays because
Mhm.
you couldn't have them up all week.
Right.
And they used that felt on the back and it would get
Mhm.
stuck on
Yeah.
the
Steak.
stake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very scratchy steak.
But like, I wish I could have Corinna do that. I wish I could have my daughter do that.
Yeah.
It's like
It's a good
really
job.
It was
Yeah.
It's
was a good
it's
time.
good money and it's easy
yeah,
for the most part, except
Yeah.
when it's cold.
Oh.
and it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
So, were you guys ever interested in
Never.
the business?
No.
Never a day in my
Becca, no.
life.
Why?
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
It just
yeah.
looked like going and doing the same thing every single day.
Yeah.
And I just, I
Does
don't
it
know.
look like that now?
Well, not with this podcast.
Mm.
Very different. No, I mean, it's not all the same, but it's just not been, I'm not passionate about it. So,
That's a good answer.
yeah.
yeah. I think I agree with that. I never want to do something every single day. I never
Right.
saw myself as a 9 to 5 person that went into an office, especially.
The horrors.
Yeah. And like, I remember thinking about going into interior design when I was in high school, and I was just, it did not look like a good time to me.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of math that goes into it. And I was like, absolutely not. So
There's still math that
Here we
goes
are.
into it, but
There is.
we have workarounds for that.
Yes.
do. And I just didn't have the skills at the time to know that I
Right.
wouldn't have to actually like
Measure.
do geometry,
Fair.
even though I do.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
yeah.
All right. I hijacked the first part.
That's
so
great.
let's
That's
start.
exactly
That's a good
what we
question.
were
Yeah.
talking about. Perfect segue. So you're telling us what you never wanted to do. So how did you evolve into this role here? How did you come to start staging model homes? Maddie,
So-
we'll start with you because you were first.
That's a great question. I just got my esthetician license.
Actually.
Can you explain what that is?
Just-
For the construction team.
Right. Sorry. Just skincare makeup. Like
Yes.
I got it so I could be a makeup artist legally.
Mm.
So I was doing that for years, but then I finally made it official. And then when I was done with that, I hated it. So
Because you were official.
because I was
'Cause it
official.
was like locking you in.
Yep.
Now you
Yeah.
have to do this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So then I had moved from Denver to Florida, and I didn't want to work in retail anymore. But I continued working there so I'd have benefits and everything. And then I don't even know how it happened. Like you
What
and Mom
year
were
was
doing
it?
it. This was 2019.
Okay.
Mom went to Florida.
Yes.
and didn't come back.
Yeah, she did that still.
Right.
Yeah.
For the winter. And we had a few model homes that needed to be done during the time that she was away.
Yeah.
And
You had a full-time job.
I was already working as a career here.
Yes.
And so I needed help.
Yeah.
So I asked you to help me.
And when we started back in 2012,
Mhm.
2011,
Yeah.
like I helped you and Mom for the first like 3.
Yes,
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was out of left field. It was just,
exactly.
sure, I'll come do that. And
Yeah.
it worked out great with my job because they just let me take off whenever. And I did.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then this is by far the longest job I've ever done consecutively because I haven't even thought twice about it.
And now it's been like your main gig
Yeah.
for 5 years ish, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 7.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
All the
Mhm.
way since then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it
Oh,
it
right,
was-
because Mom retired. She was
Yeah.
just like, I'm done.
Well, she was still doing it when she wasn't in Florida.
yeah.
Right.
And
Which
then at
was
one
so
point,
helpful.
yeah, it was
Mhm.
amazing. But then at one point, I was just like, what if you would help Becca?
Well, no, you were coming home from state college after doing a model home alone in the
Because
winter
because Mom was in Florida and I
you were
couldn't help.
busy.
Yeah, so
And so you
were
went
like-
for one day and you
Yeah.
guys were driving home and you called me just to talk about it.
yeah.
And then one of you was like, why don't you just do this with us? And I was like, haha, that's not an option.
Yeah,
And-
I thought it was not an option. Either.
And I thought it wasn't an option
What-
because
like-
we never talked about it. I
Not
just
an option
assumed
because
for,
of what?
Well, they thought because,
you had 3 little kids.
I mean, Dolly was just a year old at that point,
Mhm.
and
Right.
I thought it wasn't an option because I never asked. So I was like, it seems like they have it handled.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't need it.
But like,
They in fact did not have it handled.
I mean, that
Handled.
trip,
Mhm.
that specific house, you had bought all the
Whitney
all
Glen.
the furniture.
Yes.
And it showed up in boxes, or we had the movers deliver it. And I was there by myself putting this stuff
For
together.
days.
And I put this nightstand together, and it took me 2 hours. And I was like, I'm going to die. Like, I just will
impossible.
And now I have to do another one.
2 nightstands.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, this is the worst.
Not
and
enough money in the world.
Yeah.
Truly.
So,
And
yeah,
then I was
that
like, wait, are you guys serious? I
Mhm.
can try it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that stuck.
And when was your first one then? Was it that like,
January of
2020?
2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So first
Oh.
couple years. Yeah.
It's 4 years
Right?
for you.
Isn't that
which is
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sure does.
So we just launched into how you started and what you're doing now, okay, for how long you're doing it. But what do you actually do? So we're talking about putting furniture together and you helping me and Mom, and we're not
Yeah.
talking about what that actually means.
Right.
So just to give a little context, we build a model home for most communities that we will be in for over 2 years. And sometimes it happens that we sell out of them quicker and it's 1 year or less, depending on if the model home gets delayed. Sometimes it's 5 years plus.
Mhm.
And so you come in and decorate, stage the model home to help people visualize what it would be like to live there.
Mhm.
Am I saying this properly?
Yep.
So, what does like a day in the life look like for decorating?
Well, yeah, why don't you start like
I was gonna say-
when we get the model home like framed or something, there's a process, right?
Yeah.
Right. It starts before we start actually putting furniture in the house.
Right.
Mhm.
So I'll use Horse Farm Court as an example.
terrible
Don't
one to choose
say
for
that.
saying that
I
name?
know it's really hard
Yeah.
to say, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Don't say it
I
wrong.
don't
say
like that.
I'm like
name.
Horse Farm Court cart.
Carts
Yes.
and horses. That's
They
So
go together,
They,
you know?
they really do. So anyway, the super there, Ryan, has been emailing me and letting me know, okay, we're doing the trim this week. We're doing painting next week. I should know if we have electricity by this date. So
Mhm.
like
nice.
having the supers keep me in the loop. I'm like, okay, great. I
Just
can order
treat me
the
like
furniture.
a customer.
Yeah. So that's kind of my goal to develop those relationships with
Super.
Yeah, that's when I start ordering furniture. And we have a moving company that we use, and they also do storage. So I'll just go on Wayfair, Target, Walmart.
Now it's different though if you've already decorated a model.
Right. If I already have
If you
stuff
know
in
this floor
storage,
plan.
yeah, I'll just be like, okay, easy. But like this last one, we've never done
Yeah.
at Elizabeth Village. We've never done this
Floor
layout
plan.
before.
Mhm.
So I have an idea of what it's going to look like. But until I walk into the house, I'm like, oh, I got that wrong. And
Yeah.
Those
yes,
pesky measurements.
and yes, I can use a ruler and the blueprint, but it's like we go off vibes a
Yeah.
lot of the time.
Yeah.
I really like this furniture,
Vibe.
So we're going to make it work.
Yeah.
and
Jam it in there.
sometimes it doesn't.
Mm.
But I really should use that ruler more, but whatever, But yeah, so that's kind of how I plan ahead for it. And like I have severe ADHD
Mhm.
and
Welcome
Oh, wow.
to the club.
Interesting.
and
Interesting.
in fact, I was the
Yeah.
first diagnosed of the squad.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
your service.
Forging the trail
Yeah.
for the rest of us.
So I come up with a different kind of list every house. And I mean, some might
Sometimes
think,
you take the list when you go shopping. Sometimes you don't.
sometimes
sometimes
you
it's just
write
vibes.
it out right before you go shopping and then just leave it on the counter. And then
But
here we
you
go.
Remember it.
We're going on
probably,
vibes
at some point.
again.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So
But you
Yeah.
have like at least in your brain a specific set of requirements for each home.
Yeah.
Because you remember certain things worked,
right.
right? Okay, in a owner's suite that's this size, I know I can only do
A
X, Y, and
queen.
Z.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Unfortunately, we all suffer from having to learn from our own mistakes.
Well,
So even though Katie ordered all the furniture and would be like, here's the tricks and tips, I would be like, shh,
yeah.
I'll
I'll
figure,
figure
it
it
out.
out.
I'm sure I got this.
I don't like that one. Yeah.
And then she'll come back and be like, remember when you told me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to do that next time.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Yeah.
wish I could remember it
Don't-
now.
Listen to others.
Listen and then forget.
Yeah.
Well, that too.
So you basically get this schedule, you get a date, you know when you're going to move in.
Yeah. When
You
the
start-
cleaner's coming.
Yes.
And so then that's when I reach out to the other part of our team, who is Greg and Adam,
Right.
and I have them hang the curtain rods. So I either ship it to Greg or I ship it to Adam, depending on where the house is.
Right.
We try to have the curtain rods hung before move in.
Mm-hmm.
That way, if there's like paint touch ups and all that, it's like ready to go, and there's not like dust or sanding residue or anything.
Right.
So we can move into a nice clean house, because that's also very important. You don't want to move in really nice clean furniture into a musty dusty
No.
house. So
No musty dusty.
yeah, so
So that is
And at that
oh,
point,
go ahead.
you also book your flight
Oh,
from
yes.
Milwaukee.
because I do live in Milwaukee still. So.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's that.
Mm-hmm.
a lot of coordinating
Yes.
between
Which is why it's so nice when the supers are checking in a lot. And I know
Yeah.
it's a big ask because there's a million things on their checklist, but like the more I hear from people, the better, because I'm like, okay, good. I can keep my flight, or oh, I have to change it. Oh, I have to pay a fee because I had to change it. So
Right.
and
has-
the same thing with the movers.
exactly.
Yeah, because
Right.
you're coordinating them and you at the same time.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that was the biggest game changer when we found them,
Yes.
and the fact that you can ship everything to them. They put together the furniture now.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
I
was
mean-
that
Oh, I
was
didn't
a
know that.
yeah.
Oh, it is
Magical.
just
and
Yeah.
so like
So
I,
helpful.
I might send like Horse Farm Court.
Nice.
Thank you.
Crushed it.
Landed that.
Anyway, it's not going to be done for another month, but I'm going to order the furniture.
and just
That way I'll be like, Jordan, whenever you can get this put
so
together,
you
great.
ship it to the movers.
Yes.
yes,
to
they have
their
a storage facility.
Right.
Yep.
And-
And when they have time, like if there's a week that they don't have as many
Mhm.
moves to do, he can still have his employees come in to work and assemble furniture
Nice.
for the upcoming houses and
Mhm.
stuff.
And what do we use the 6-bay garage for?
First of all, we only use
One.
one bay
Okay,
One
I know.
bay.
I know. I'm just saying. It's just
ish.
like except for the entire second floor.
Well, that
Yeah.
That's where
I'm
dreams
I'm
go
asking.
to die.
it
So-
really is.
So we that there's not really as much furniture per se up there.
Like we have like end tables,
Yeah.
chairs.
Things that we can easily lift
Yes.
by
Right.
ourselves.
It's
And
the thrift shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
and
really
then
is.
For trinkets and treasures.
Yes.
and lamps
Mhm.
and pillows and
Yeah.
accoutrement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of tchotchkes.
Right. So when you bring furniture here, though, that's like we're done with it. Is that why?
No.
Okay.
It's like, oh, it didn't work for that house.
Oh.
So like because we have to go back and forth between the house and the garage
Mhm.
so often, we try not to take too much excess because at the end of the house, you're just like exhausted and filling the van back up. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which-
we really try not to take too much.
Okay. I have
Right.
scaled back, ma'am.
Right.
Sure.
You have a gigantic moving van.
Okay,
basically.
also
Brandon,
that's-
right here in the podcast, we need you to insert a picture of the van from every single load that they take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Photographic evidence.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll see. But yeah, we'll take a picture at the end of us packing up tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be the.
we already brought 2 van loads back.
Yeah.
So this is our
Fine.
last one.
It's fine.
But having the van has been okay. Not having to put furniture together and having the van has made my life
Amazing.
so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much better.
That's
We were
awesome.
using Mom's minivan for years and years.
Just for 15 years.
And
Don't worry about
you
it.
can get a small sofa in there, and that's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
So anything else is
Like if we had to put a mattress in there, nope.
Yeah.
So it's just been life changing.
So when you are ordering and you're looking at this new model coming through, how do you decide on what the vibes are going to be, on the design aesthetic?
Well, when you used to get all the furniture, I would just somehow I would
just
have
New.
yeah, we wouldn't
Mhm.
even talk about it. I would just be like, "Oh, I really kind of want to do this with this house." And then I would see the furniture and I'm like, "Ah, amazing.
it's like
we
she knew.
we
Yeah.
just got it." So now that I have to do that to myself, it's not as exciting because I already know what's
Mhm.
happening, but I don't know. I go online and I look at Pinterest and Instagram and TikTok and I just kind of I don't always do this, but I would like to ask who the target person is for this development. Like
Mhm.
who's moving in here?
Yeah.
Like what kind of style are they going to be
Right.
essentially doing?
I think you've
And so-
done that on all of the recent ones.
Yeah, I try
Yeah.
to. I just I didn't. Well, I guess I did on this one.
Yeah, you did.
I might not say it, but I
Ah.
have a person in mind.
Yeah.
And
And you name the house after that persona,
yes, I do.
typically.
Yeah.
Did you name these?
We haven't
didn't.
named them in the last few.
No, we haven't. But there was one in Lancaster that was we called her Fancy, like Reba McEntire song.
Yes. She
Here's your
was
one
fancy.
chance.
Except
Fancy,
it-
don't let me down.
It wasn't it Elevated Fancy?
yes, because it
Something
wasn't
like that.
couldn't
Yeah.
be like trashy. It was like
It was like
she was fancy.
fancy.
So,
Elevated.
yeah. There was, like a rich uncle
Yes.
vibe
Right.
or a rich aunt vibe.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Single
like it.
aunt vibe with her little townhouse.
Yes.
Yes.
You know?
Modeled after Aunt Bev.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and at the time, I think I was the single aunt, and I was manifesting that for my life. I was like, rich aunt. I want that. So,
The people do want to know if we collectively ever disagree on design choices. How do we resolve it?
well, one of us cries a little, and
Not we.
Yeah.
it's only me. I'm the only crier.
I'm not involved in the design.
Yeah. Working with family, you kind of treat people a little differently than you would someone else. And I think we all just kind of we're probably not as nice as we would be to another employee.
Probably not.
Unfiltered.
So, yeah, we're just
Yeah.
unfiltered. So it,
I should make sure that we say
The
the
what now?
order that we were born.
yes.
So I'm the oldest, and then Ben, and then Maddie, and then Rachel, who's not here, and then Becca. Would you like to be called Rebecca or Becca in this podcast?
Becca is fine.
Okay. So
Yes.
As long as you're not saying Becca Beam. I just don't like the
that's
alliteration.
what it is. Okay.
You know.
So when we started decorating model homes with mostly Mom and I, you were helping.
Yeah.
And then when you came back, it was just you and I made you cry a lot.
Yes. Because you were being my older sister and
Yes.
my boss older sister.
The mean version.
Yeah.
And I was not
Nice.
intending to.
No,
At
not
all.
at all. No, it was just like, okay, why don't you know what's going on in my head?
Well, also, I'm looking at this as a job
Yes.
and a career, and I'm going, be professional. And you're going, I thought we were just decorating.
I thought we were going off of vibes.
Yeah.
I thought this was supposed to be fun.
Right.
This isn't a job.
It's just a fun game.
Right.
Yeah. And I just remember like pushing you on certain things and then like a day later being like, that was a silly thing to do. I don't care about that. Like I would
And
like,
same.
we would double down on stuff and it's just
That
like,
neither one of us cared about.
we really didn't care about,
Just
but it
wanted
was
to
just
be
like,
right.
I mean, well, it was
little
that
bit.
and like, you know, maybe we were just having a rough day. Like
Mhm.
Right.
maybe we didn't eat yet. And
And
we
we don't
were-
eat very often
Yeah,
while
you
you're
kind of
decorating.
forget to do that.
You forget to do it because you're just like running around trying to get as much done as you can in this short amount of time. So,
Mhm.
how do we get through it? We have to talk about it,
Yeah,
which is not our nature.
right.
Like I feel like all of us will just brush it under the rug. It's fine.
Mhm.
We'll be fine tomorrow. But like, what?
Nothing.
Oh. Like you're like,
No,
Mm.
really? No, I'm not.
Yeah,
not
like
saying that.
when we disagree, which doesn't happen very often.
No.
It's just we have to talk about it so that we don't hold a grudge.
Yeah.
You know?
We don't disagree. We both just get overwhelmed at different times about
Yeah.
different things,
Yeah.
and then one of us ends up crying.
Yes.
We each have one breakdown per house usually.
Yeah.
It's an
I mean,
interesting process.
well, it's like
You
you're
have no idea.
you're working together for like 12 to 16 hours a day, and it's just like
and
all
I
of a
have
sudden-
very young kids,
Yeah.
and I'm like, it's hard for her because she's physically very far away from home, but it's hard for me because I'm so close to home but can't
Mhm.
do things that I need to do.
Right.
And I'm a stay-at-home mom otherwise, so it's very hard for my kids when
it's just like in and out.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
1 month I'll be gone for like every bedtime for a week straight,
Mhm.
and then it'll be like 3 months and I'm home for every bedtime.
Yeah.
Right.
And that, so it's like it's hard on them, which
Mhm.
makes it hard on me. And
Mhm.
I love the job, wouldn't do anything differently, but I feel like that's what
Yeah.
our breakdowns are more about
Yeah.
than
Now.
yeah.
And it's
Mhm.
very rarely about what we're actually doing. It's all the
Yeah.
outside
Right.
stuff.
Right.
And it's like,
Mhm.
I'm getting calls from home and just being like, you know, having a teenager day. And it's like, I can't deal with this right now, but I feel really bad because she needs me. It's
Mhm.
just,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So it's all the outside
Do
stuff.
you feel like you've gotten a lot more efficient?
No.
No.
That's a silly question.
Like, wouldn't that be
Efficiency.
amazing?
Well,
Like,
Yeah.
we do have a lot
that
more.
was a good question.
It is a good question, but
actually-
unfortunately, who we are as people.
I beg to differ.
Oh,
There's no way you're not more.
You are
efficient.
more efficient.
Yeah.
Do you feel like
clearly.
you know what you want to do
Yes.
when you go to the home now,
Yes.
as opposed to the first three?
Yes. And also, now that I'm doing the furniture, I don't have to like, not that I was
Figure it
ever
out.
waiting on you, but
Mhm.
there was a lot more waiting till the last minute because I
Mhm.
didn't know what the house was going to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, okay, I knew exactly where every piece of furniture was going to go before I flew out here.
Mhm.
So we've definitely cut a lot of time out from when we first started.
Yeah.
Just having the van packed
Mhm.
for the next house before you leave for this trip or something. Like
Yeah.
you've been getting much more efficient at
Yeah.
planning.
Yeah.
I
Right.
will definitely say that.
We just,
Thank you.
if we have the time, we'll take it.
Yeah.
We
yeah,
love
like I've
to
been here
dilly-dally.
for 10 days.
Yeah, so I was
so-
going to ask you, how long does it typically take from move-in day to finish?
Probably like 5 to 6 days if we're really good for a townhouse.
Townhouse?
Yeah.
Single family is a little bit
Yeah. Like
longer.
a bigger single family is probably 7 solid days.
Mm-hmm.
That you're there for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Especially.
And do you guys usually sleep there?
Not usually. We do
Right,
sometimes. though.
sometimes.
Well, it
Yeah.
depends where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Like having to go to Bloomsburg,
Right.
we'll probably end up sleeping over.
Yeah. There's nowhere close. It's like an hour to State College though.
Oh, really?
From Bloomsburg?
Hour and a half.
Huh.
Yeah, but that's
But that's another faraway
Yeah.
place.
I know.
you're
It's
making
all
us go
far.
further.
Okay, sorry. Just trying to be helpful. Do you have any funny stories?
Oh my gosh. Well,
What was the funniest thing that happened to you when you were doing a model home that you can talk
For
about?
public
I was like-
consumption.
I was like-
know that we can talk about that.
Save that one.
He's gonna
okay?
edit.
Percolate on it, and we'll come back when you guys, if you think of something funny.
Oh, I can tell a funny story. So, like, working with Greg and Adam, there's like,
Yeah.
we're just always like playing pranks on them and
Nothing
tricks
better.
and, like,
It's great.
you know, I guess I can't think of anything specifically, but there's always pranks that are going to be played.
Mm-hmm. And how long are they usually there?
So we try to schedule them for 2 days per house. So
Where they're both there.
where they're both there. Like single family, it obviously takes a lot more art and
Shelves and-
shelves, furniture sometimes to be put together. Sometimes we'll get to a house and I'm like, oh my gosh, I never ordered a TV stand. And so then I'll just have to order it right away and then they put it together. So yeah, typically like 2 days per.
What was the most challenging model home you've ever done, and why?
Cumberland Preserve.
Oh, was that the you had to walk across a trench?
Oh no,
No,
I even
actually,
forgot
that
about
wasn't-
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Oh,
have been
I don't-
some where it's
I
like,
don't
oh,
remember
the
where.
driveway's not paved yet, but you're like, okay, well, that's fine. We'll just whatever.
Walk on
And then
some
And the movers
plywood.
will have to go over the plywood.
yeah, and then
That was
we
at Deerfield this past time.
Yeah.
it wasn't done at Deerfield,
The
Hmm.
paving.
but that wasn't bad. Like there was literally a trench
Mm.
that was 2 boards that we had to like
I remember Mom talking about it.
balance
Mhm.
across. So
Wow.
that was rough. But Cumberland, you answer that.
Cumberland Preserve, there was a single family.
The first one?
Yeah. And a duplex, both models right next to each other. There was no driveway.
So like we couldn't back the van up into
Oh,
the
right, because it
and-
did, like, no driveway.
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
There's just a path in between.
Not my idea.
I would never
Won't
think
happen
it
again.
was. And there were sprinklers,
That like malfunctioned and there were like puddles in the grass in between and then
and they would just go off randomly while we're going back and forth between the houses.
Carrying.
So it was like a
Art.
It was like
a
Frogger,
war.
yes, it was a
but
war.
with water and not cars.
Yeah.
You were in the military.
Yeah, pretty much.
basically.
Yes.
Becca was low crawling
Yeah, I had
to get through.
to get around the water.
Yeah.
And
it rained
it rained.
the entire time.
And
when
while it was
wasn't
raining, the sprinklers were
Yes.
going off. It was just like, what is happening?
Maddie would say, "Oh, I'm going to run to the other house to grab one thing. I'll be right back." And it would be
And Becca's,
20
like,
minutes.
waiting
And
over
I'm
there.
like, "Where did she go?" Waiting for her to be like telling me what I'm
But
doing
you don't want to go out of the house
because of the war zone
Yeah.
outside. So it
Uh,
just I felt
It was
like
really
I was
hard to
chasing
focus because I was like, oh, I'll just do this while I'm over here.
Oh yeah, you
and
need
then-
that.
her. Yeah.
And then
I
it's
was
like-
Yeah.
"Come back. I need you over here."
Well, and it was really difficult because the one home we were reusing the oldest furniture that we had.
Yeah. Hmm.
So it was like just like really, we
Dated.
probably shouldn't have
Bunch of
reused
dusty
it.
stuff.
Yeah. It was kind of out of style and
Kind of.
because it was like the last time we were going to use
Yeah.
it, and then the other one was all new,
Yeah.
and
Way to be tightwads, guys.
We're trying to save a buck, okay?
yeah.
I appreciate that.
Mhm.
Then we need to talk about that next.
Oh,
All
no.
of the tricks that we do to save.
I
a
thought you were
buck.
going to say, you've been spending too much. I was like,
No.
I know.
We haven't.
But all of those things
Yeah.
combined made.
Oh,
Made
and then
it,
she
yeah.
got like sick.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
real sick.
Like
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
flu like I've never experienced.
Yeah. And I was just like, well, I better stay away from you. And,
While also staging both of the homes by yourself.
and I ran
Wow.
out of time and I was like, I had to call in for backup. So I
Yeah,
was like,
Katie
Katie,
came
please come finish
next
this house.
week.
I need to go home. It's been 10 days.
It was so long.
It was so,
It took us
it might have been
weeks.
2 Yeah. It-
Yeah. And then when those sold, we moved into the new model
Mhm.
at Cumberland.
Like right down the road. And it was a big model. It had like a bunch, it was like multi-generational. It was very cool for that area because there's a lot of grandparents that move in with their
Right.
kids. And it
Mhm.
was,
I loved that floor plan.
yeah.
I loved the model. I thought it turned out so great.
Yeah.
And then
And
it,
it
was
did
up
for-
for like, what, a month or two? And then
It sold.
it sold.
Months.
Yeah.
So then we had to move out of it.
Multiple months.
Yeah.
So the next time
Sorry.
I came in for the next house, they were like, also, you need to move this over to the old
The
model.
old model where
So
we had
we-
just come from.
Moved it all back as
Mhm.
much as we could. And like, we didn't put up any artwork. So I hope they're still selling there. I have no
Oh,
idea.
it's fabulous.
Oh, great.
Don't you worry.
Right.
Good.
Building a new one, though.
Yes, we are.
Sure are. Can't wait to go
So
back. Love it there.
Do we have
in
a
your
date?
force.
Talk to your superintendent.
I will do that. Coming at you.
So
I'm sure they reached out to me. It's fine.
going back to how you budget for this.
Yeah.
What's how do you do this? How do you know what you need to buy, what
Wait,
a
don't you
good deal is?
don't
I
you
will-
give her a budget?
I love this question. So basically,
Excuse me.
this is
You're like, whoa. We're going in this blind.
Yeah.
this is
No.
what I do. I go back and I look at what Katie has already ordered on Wayfair. And I'm like, that is a reasonable amount to spend on a couch. So then I will find something comparable. And however much furniture it takes to fill up the space is, I just kind of refer back to like, okay, between this amount and this amount.
Mhm.
And one of the things that Katie and I used to argue, not really, but it
Mhm.
would be like,
Different.
Katie
Yes.
would be like, you're making things look a little cheap, okay? Like we got to spend a little bit more money. And I'm like, I'm just like our mother. I just want to save a buck. So, and sometimes it shows. So
Yeah.
we had to come to a compromise on that.
Yeah.
But I try to spend the least amount as I can
Mhm.
and still make it look.
Yeah. She's like shoving money at you.
I'm like, it's too much. Just
Yeah. You can't do this at Goodwill.
yeah. Well, we do
Extra,
sometimes.
She tries.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not the one to talk to about that. They always find the one thing that they need that's left for the house is always at Ross.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every
Because
time.
I refuse to shop there.
Right.
Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah.
Fair.
I mean,
right?
it is pretty terrible, and
For
It's
some
not a
reason,
great user experience either.
no,
I can only
You can't
imagine.
take your cart outside.
no. We have a wagon that we had intentions of taking it in with us, so we could.
Load the wagon
Oh, yeah.
when we're done. But we always end up really hitting the jackpot there.
Yeah.
And whenever Katie says, "Oh, I really like that about something," it's my favorite.
always Ross. We
It
got
makes
at
her
Ross.
so mad,
It's so mad.
but I love it.
Yeah.
Another hack that we do is get books from Goodwill.
That's a
Wow,
good one.
yeah.
So like there
Mhm.
are so
we,
many.
We have a few up in
coffee
the
table
garage, if you
books.
Just a
haven't
couple.
noticed.
I know. Well, a lot of those we can. I need to go through. Just don't go up there.
The answer
Just
to
don't-
everything in the barn is, "Oh, I need to go through that."
Yeah.
That's a Sunday problem.
Wow, I was
So-
surprised.
Yep. So
Yeah, so what are your go-tos? You gave us the online shopping, and then what happens when you're actually here?
So our favorites are, besides Ross, Home Goods, Home Sense, Target,
At home.
At Home, Almost Home.
What is
Yeah.
that? Like,
It's
never even heard of those.
Hit or miss. So that's why they call it's almost home. Because
Yeah.
it's almost but not quite.
It's not
It's
at
not-
home.
Quite what you want, but
Where
you
is
almost
that?
had it.
They
never
have
even heard of it.
yeah. There's one in
York,
Lancaster, Harrisburg, York.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much.
This house, Elizabeth Village, the two houses there have been fantastic because it's so close to all of the shopping.
Oh, okay.
It makes
Oh,
it
and Hobby
so-
Lobby.
Oh yeah.
So we get pretty much all of our artificial plants at Hobby Lobby and Michael's.
Yeah, I was going to say there's different things you get at different places.
Yeah.
So that's the plants.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Artwork.
Artwork. We actually, this last time, we got a lot of stuff at Home.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because we needed really big pieces because
Yeah.
there were a lot of open walls.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and Home Goods always has really nice framed artwork.
And
Because that's the
candles.
key. We used to, like, it's just little details to make
Mhm.
things look elevated. It's you never just put a canvas out. Like,
Right.
you want to, okay, that's not, I was like, just making sure that wasn't just a canvas. Not that you
Embarrassing.
would do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to have it nicely framed.
Mm-hmm.
and photos that have mats on them in the picture frames,
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
So you can have smaller artwork, but then you get like a really big mat and it just kind of, it's like a statement. I don't know. So,
So
You
guys
put
want-
those together
yes,
yourself.
that is
Oh.
part of Becca's job.
Nice
So
job.
when I first started with Katie and Mom, I was doing the grunt work, right? And now
You've
I passed it
graduated.
on.
That's my
Yes.
job.
And Mom was the grunt too.
Yes.
Yeah, my
Best
one of
grunt we've ever
She
had.
is
Listen,
the hardest,
hardest
worker,
worker.
you'll ever
Yeah.
my
meet.
first model home. We were out shopping, and I forget what it was, but Maddie handed. I want to say it was like a bench that you
Yes.
were like, take it, like
Take
as-
it up to the front.
to put it to the side
her
so we
job.
don't have to
Yeah.
like. And I was
What?
like, what? And she goes, that's what Mom would do. And I was like, oh.
It wasn't even like a power struggle.
Come
It
on,
was just like,
pack mule.
it's your job.
Like, that's
what do you
that's
mean?
what you're here for.
We were shopping this weekend, Maddie and
Yeah.
I, and
And you didn't have one, did you?
well, she always does it for me.
Yeah,
Still to this
I
day, because
will-
that was her job.
Oh my gosh.
So I handed her
just-
this big giant picture,
And you're like,
But
take it
she
to the
did
front.
it as a joke because
but she still took
Yeah,
it.
of course.
she's like, "Oh, are you going to do that?" Yes, because
Yeah.
it's just the way it works.
It's my least favorite part,
Yeah,
but everything
Obviously.
else,
and she
I-
also has to talk to people, which is
Yes. we all hate it.
I instantly need to
Who do
take
you
a
have
nap.
to talk to?
Well,
The
the
cashier.
cashier would be like, I'm leaving this.
Is there self-checkout?
No,
no,
you
you
have
have
to
to, like-
stockpile your big things at the front
Because you
when
can't carry it through the store while
Yeah.
you're still shopping.
Oh, right.
So I say, we're still shopping. Can I just leave this
Right.
here?
That would be a great mom job.
Yeah, she was so
Yeah.
good at it.
she was
Yeah.
so.
And
good
then
at
I
it.
came along and I was like, Mom talks to people for me.
Yeah.
Like, this is not,
she's like, "I'm just a baby."
yeah, I can't do this. This is terrible.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
proud of
It's,
you.
it's big
Yeah.
girl work.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
is.
Oh, and another one of her jobs is to drive, because
Oh, right.
me and Katie are the passenger princesses,
Yes.
and
Right. I
so
would drive too.
Mom would drive us.
Well,
driver.
naturally.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one Who stays awake.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
There have been times where I've had to take over.
I do stay awake, but if I feel like I'm not going to, then Maddie will take over.
nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
That's
like to
happened,
make
like,
that
one
happen
time.
though, because
So do you guys think after all this experience you would like to work in the family business long term in an office?
In an office?
no.
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 Same
I-
answer.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think
Still
that
wanna
this
do
was perfect for
the
us,
model
and
homes.
it came at like the perfect time in both of our lives. And
Right.
even though it's hard sometimes,
Right.
it's like it.
I wouldn't want to do anything else.
No, I wouldn't want to work with anyone else.
Same.
It's so fun.
So not to leave Rachel out, but she would never want to do it.
No, and that's why I feel perfectly fine saying I
Right.
wouldn't want to do this with anyone. Rachel
Yeah. She did it a little bit.
proved
one
that
house.
she did not love it.
Yes.
We gave her
She
the
just
choice.
she would love to just be along for the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to hang out.
She's the best hype girl.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
She would tell you be doing a good job.
yeah,
Not helpful though.
right. She'd be like, "Well,
might
I have
drive.
things to do."
She would definitely drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great parallel parker.
Yeah.
Excellent.
best.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not parallel parking that van.
Yeah.
No way.
So
I
is
can
there
barely
anything?
pull out of a parking spot in that van? But
Yes.
sorry.
Not a great turning radius.
Is there anything else that you think would be interesting to share about the process, or anything that you've learned along the way about decorating?
I mean, I feel like I am learning new things every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day we do this, I'm like, oh,
How do
okay,
you get your
that's
inspo?
online. I mean, I'm on Pinterest a lot, just like, and even Google sometimes.
Mhm.
I have not used AI yet to like do layouts or anything.
Nice job, Boomer.
I don't know. Is it bad for the environment? I don't know. Maybe.
Some say.
That's a good
Some say.
excuse.
I did
Yeah.
make it turn my dog into a cartoon, but I haven't used it yet. But I know that's something I could
You
utilize.
just want to do it well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the only thing that I would want to tell people is like, if there's anything that you're looking for that we've put in a house, or like people are
Yeah.
curious about it, like please feel free to reach out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, a lot of it is just, oh, it's 1 in a million, find it Ross. Sorry.
Well, that's what comes up so often.
Yeah.
Is people want to know where we got it, or
Yeah.
where they can get things,
Mhm.
and the trick to these homes in keeping things low cost and making them unique is just finding something at an end cap
Yeah.
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 or some just
What does that mean?
That's a great question.
At end of an aisle.
the end of
Okay.
an aisle.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes they'll just
clearance.
throw stuff into
I don't
this.
mind asking the dumb
Or
questions.
just like a one-off.
That's what
Yeah.
you're here for.
garbage pail.
Yeah.
Ooh, next one will be the garbage pail house.
I'll keep you posted on that. I have ideas.
Yeah, we do get people that ask a lot though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, what company decorated this? That would be
company.
Matty.
the
This is stagers.
yeah, that's what our name.
Oh,
is,
okay.
Stagers.
We're really still
I mean,
workshopping it.
we-
It's
We've been
not-
workshopping it for 4 years.
Yeah.
We
It's not my
said
best
we
work.
said
I like it.
sistagers Becca said to stagers, and we were like, yeah, but almost. It's almost at home.
It's almost we're getting there.
But yeah, so we will come up with a name eventually. But when it's me and Becca and Greg and Adam, it's the girls and the boys. So
They're not stagers.
no,
They're professional
Yeah.
stagers, actually.
They're-
They do a great
they
job.
do a really good
They're
job.
installers.
Yeah.
Professional installers.
Yeah.
We need them very
Yes.
much.
Yes.
Couldn't
And
do it without them.
I would say one other thing that's like the hard part about the job is like if we don't have everything exactly how we want it and we're not there when they're installing, sometimes I have to come back in and be like, I told you to put this in the wrong spot. Like,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Or
And
like once it's
that's-
hung,
I
it's like,
hate that.
oh, that's not how we were picturing it.
Mhm.
yeah.
So
And like one house, they took off all the doors. So I was like, measure it from the door to the
like an open
An
door.
open- yeah.
And then it was gone.
and then I was
Like,
like,
no
oh,
door.
now it just is like floating on the wall
Mm.
very weirdly. So there's, little stuff like that.
This
but-
is your opportunity to do a shout out. Who would you like to do a shout out for?
In the
I mean,
whole company.
The pressure.
I thought you were like me.
I know.
No.
Katie.
Katie was the head of this, you know. But
Okay,
I mean-
besides me.
Yeah.
Greg and Adam, they
There
are
we go.
just
I just kind of
they're just
Yeah.
teed that up for you.
Yeah.
You did. No, it's so much fun working with them. I look forward to install day
Right.
the most.
And just to give context to everybody, Adam and Greg they're just like the everything guys.
Mhm.
Not just, they have
Truly.
full-time jobs beyond this.
Yes.
But that's what they do for everybody
Yeah.
all the time.
Mhm.
They take care of
They
our
fix everything.
buildings.
Right.
Yeah. Make sure everything's running smoothly, quality control,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
That's always fun when they both come into the
And
model
they're
for the first
They're
time.
like,
Very
oh,
particular.
Look at that. Look
Oh,
at that.
yeah. Everything's wrong. And
Yeah.
they think everything's
I mean,
wrong
they-
all times.
And you're going, I thought it looked really good.
Wow.
Who painted this?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
We feel very lucky to be able to do this. It's a lot of fun and it's a lot of work. But I felt really affirmed when Rachel hated it because I was like, yeah, this is so hard.
It is hard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But-
true. Because she can do
She's a
hard
work
things.
horse.
Yeah.
But of anybody.
Yeah.
Is
It's
a
not me.
worker. Yeah. No, I mean it takes a certain amount of grit because you have to have it done by a certain time too. We need to nail our dates.
We also have to weather all of the elements. Like
Literally.
like-
Weather the weather.
last week we had on move-in day, it was the windiest day
Mm-hmm.
of all
60 mile an
history.
hour
Mhm.
winds.
and there's no trees or buildings blocking the wind.
At our community? What?
Yeah. Like,
Windy?
yeah.
Can you
Can
imagine?
you imagine?
No.
Mhm.
And so we opened the sales center door and mulch just
Yeah.
blew in at
There's
us,
just
like,
mulch
everywhere.
everywhere
And we were
still.
I
like,
wish I would have seen that.
it was like completely clean.
Becca's face.
And then the door was like going back and
Those
forth, like,
heavy
Where
metal
was this?
doors in the sales center.
Elizabeth Village.
Oh yeah.
and
It's quite
we
the
have
open
snow and rain. And then when we're in the barn, if it's in the
So
summer,
cold in there.
it's,
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
hot in the summer.
the
Yeah.
summer, it's
So there's a reason that things stack up in the barn
Mhm.
because
There's
it's
about
either
2 months
0
out of the
degrees.
Yeah.
it's
2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
So, but I will be planning a trip out
Okay.
to work on the barn.
She says that every year.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure.
Just in case anyone didn't know, I say that every year. It's fine.
All right. Thanks,
Anything
guys.
else, kids?
I don't know.
This was fun.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming.
So
Great.
great.
I guess we'll be back to our boring selves next time.